Anyways, okay, chat. Can we get a W's in the chat before we start any of these reacts? We're starting off with I built a cardboard Airbnb.
I'm going to build a house entirely out of cardboard and list it on Airbnb. But here's the thing. If I'm going to successfully get a cardboard house to be accepted on Airbnb, it's gotta be legit. Now, I don't really have the resources to hire an architect or a construction team, so I gotta make do with what I got.
Do you think he's gonna price it at like an average Airbnb price, or do you think this guy's just gonna like, you know, fucking put it up for like $5 a night?
And with that being said,
bro's gonna up it.
A ton of cardboard that I spent the last 3 weeks gathering from various friends' houses and dumpsters because cardboard is really expensive. And I also have a ton of duct tape.
No, it's not. Am I tweaking? Cardboard's like hella cheap. Jay Carlinus is a W YouTuber. Not gonna lie, my favorite. Hell yeah. This is my first time seeing this guy, so yeah. It's gonna be up because the effort put into it. Yeah, but the effort. But you have to think about like, bro, this guy like, you know. Choo choo. What the fuck is that emote?
To hold it all together. Now, I had a spot to build the house, but it needed.
Did you guys ever used to make duct tape or like cardboard forts as a kid? I used to, like, when I was younger. Like I remember I used to always move out, right? I used to move everywhere, so we would always have like a fuck ton of cardboard boxes just laying around. And what I did is I used to like tape them together, cut them with scissors, and then like we used to like make tunnels, and we used to just have like cardboard like mazes like in our backyard. Bro, that shit was childhood, bro. And then we used to put like blankets in there too, and then it would all get ruined when it rains and stuff. But like, dude, oh my gosh, cardboard forts as a kid. W Hayden Jang, the best Korean out there. I appreciate that. If you didn't, you had no. If you didn't, you had no childhood. Yeah, I agree. Sleepovers in there, type. Yeah, I agree. Gonna be the top B&B, Asian rice. What? I made a cardboard fort in my room, but it got hella hot. See, that's when you use the fan. You stick a fan in there. You know. You guys have ever had like a fan and then like a blanket fort? Hayden, guys, stop with the Hayden Asian jokes. I can't laugh at all of them. Okay, Noah. Okay, no he. Your name's not even Noah. It's no here. The fuck is that? Hayden, do you plan on making videos with Berserker and Bennett anytime soon? Whenever it comes around. I mean, every time we film, we never plan it. It just kind of happens. So it just depends on, you know, if we run into each other or whatever, you know. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I like filming with them. They're fun.
Foundation. And I have all these wooden pallets that should work just fine. I gathered up all the pallets and started laying them out until I had a decent shape down for the foundation. And then I realized if I wanted to make this house a decent size, I was going to need more pallets. Alexa, add pallets to my shopping list. Alexa! So I started working on the walls. By using adhesive spray, duct tape, and some basic brain power, I was starting to get somewhere. Okay, so the first corner of the house... is done. Kinda. The next day I brought my wall out to work on it just to find out. It rained pretty bad last night and the humidity is making the cardboard super flimsy. My tape is coming off of the cardboard. It's just a total mess right now. I spent the first...
But with Flex Tape and Flex Seal, I think honestly like it might be like twice as expensive, but honestly I think if you use Flex Tape, Flex Tape, you know what I mean? The type of shit I did when I was 5. Whatever thing was gonna happen, yeah, like bro, wind. How would you prevent that though? You would have to have the cardboard bent, right? Let's say this is the cardboard, right? You would have to bend it, right, and put like weight on the bottom part, and then like tape the bottom part shut. So if the wind does come, it's only gonna go like that and not like, you know what I mean? See, fucking engineer mindset.
Hour of my day just patching up the damage and trying to reinforce the walls. I saw this boat in half. But then I got a pretty good idea. By cutting a bunch of small cardboard strips and folding them into little beam type things, I could use them as supports on the inside of the walls. So I folded up a bunch and tried straightening out one of the walls. Once I had the whole wall done, I stood it back up to test it out. And well, it's definitely better. And since it worked so well, I decided to make a bunch of those beam things. But every time I pick these walls up, they bend over me. They're super flimsy. They're not gonna hold. But I think I figured out a way to fix this. I'm gonna take more of these support beams and lay them across between these beams, giving me more support this way, not just this way.
If you think about it, every YouTuber is just so unemployed. Like, you know, like the whole unemployed friends. Like, you guys will see like videos of people being like, I ate fucking only canned tuna for 7 days straight. Like, bro, actual like unemployed ass behavior. I mean, I'll do the same shit. Like, you know, I used the grip strength for 30 days, and like, bro, this motherfucker's building a house out of cardboard because he's bored and he's making video on it and he's like making a lot of money doing that. Like, I love my job because it's like the most unemployed shit you could do, but you profit off of it, you know? Bro, I have like 10 friends named Hayden, but I'm the only one that has spelled it with an F. Why is there an F in your name, Hayden? Haedyn. Wow, that's a crazy spelling for that. Wow. I made blanket forts when I was younger. Yeah, blanket forts were so fun to just like watch your iPad on, just a bunch of like blankets, stuffed animals. You have a bowl of fucking Cheez-Its and you just dude, life was so simple back then. All you had to worry about was when the next YouTuber was gonna drop, but now you're worried about, you know, other shit. Is this video what they meant when they say Rome was not built in a day? Yeah, this video is directly translated to building Rome. Hayden, do you want us to build you a house? I mean, if you could build me a house, I mean, that'd be pretty fucking impressive if you could build me a house. I don't want you to build me a house, but you know, bro, just watching the video on making a house if he wants to live alone in this generation. Hayden Jang, I've always wanted to be like you. You're the best content creator ever, and you helped me through so much. Well, I'm glad that you like my content. I don't think you should be like me. I'm not a perfect person. I've obviously, you know, made a lot of mistakes in my life. I'm not, you know, too much of a role model. I like to think that I have a good idea of, you know, my morals and stuff like that. Maybe you could look into that, but you should try to always be yourself at the end of the day. Even though you look up to someone, you should always like want to be the best version of you, not you know, a version of someone else, you know, because you're always going to be the best you that there will ever be, because there's only you, you know.
Putting all the horizontal support in the wall, it was time to glue down some sheets for the interior walls. After all, if I want Airbnb to take me seriously, I'm gonna have to make these walls super thick and sturdy. Okay, this first wall is done, I think. Let's stand this thing up. Yo, this is super
that looks
sturdy.
Pretty sturdy.
Yo, now that's a wall. I just gotta do that 3 more times and build a roof. Now I'm sure you're wondering how I'm able to build such beautiful creations. Well, I've been building houses since I was like 6 years old. Up on ladders and scaffolds, down in the trenches, inside houses, outside houses, on top of houses. I was always working and I loved it. I mean, look at me. This looks straight out of a history book under child labor laws. Okay, so now that I had a folding technique nailed down and a basic blueprint for these walls, I had some serious gas. I mean, I was cooking with it, the gas. I was cooking with gas. Now, I was moving pretty fast for a while, and the progress was looking beautiful. One side of the front wall is done, and the best part is, I can carry it by myself. But I started to get kind of tired. At this point, I feel like it's easier to build like an actual house by hand.
How much money do you think this guy spent on this video? Just on the cardboard, like not the tools, spray paint, whatever. Just on the cardboard? How much is a fuck ton? But how much is cardboard? Cardboard prices. Bro, you could get a pack of 100 12 by 9. 12 by 9? Oh wait, that's small as hell. 12 by 9 inch? That's like a fucking piece of paper. Yeah, no, like that's, I was gonna say like 100 for 30 bucks. That's on Amazon. That's really cheap. But like, he has like big ass sheets, so yeah. He probably spent a good amount. At least 100, way more than 100. Way more than 100. 2K, $500. I think around like anywhere from like 500 to 1,000. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, 500 to a K. Someone said 5,000. What is he buying? That's 5,000. 10,000. Okay, you guys are trolling.
Are very swollen. So I did my best for as long as I could, but I slowed all the way down. The next day I came in with one last wall to make. I had a can of adhesive spray and my trusty roll of duct tape. I wasn't messing around. With a little sweat, few tears, and minimal messing around, I completed the last wall. All right, so all 4 walls are done and it's time to set it up. I don't really want to set it up outside because we might get some rain today. What else is new?
My
So I'm gonna try to set it up in here, but there is one problem. I'm completely by myself and I can't lift these things alone. So to set these walls up, I was gonna need an extra body. So in the meantime, I decided to build some trusses. Trusses are those big wooden triangle things that hold the roof up. But since I can't use wood, I had to build literally hundreds of cardboard 2x4s, tape them all together so they'd be long enough to make these trusses. So it'll look something like this. Now this might not seem like a lot, but it took me 2 days of working late into the night just to make enough beams. It's starting to look like a lumber yard in here, and I'm probably down to like 3 brain cells since I've been breathing in adhesive spray all week. So me and my last few brain cells were doing our very best to build these trusses, which was going quick and smooth until the worst thing ever happened. I'm out of tape. Okay, that might have been a bit dramatic, but at this point, I had gone through over 20.
I think the worst thing that could have happened isn't running out of tape. I think the worst thing that could have happened is he places a can of the spray-on glue next to a lighter, and the lighter happens to catch on fire, which catches the can of spray-on glue on fire, which explodes and then lights the cardboard on fire, and then the cardboard lights the house on fire, and then now everything that he started with, it not only got destroyed, but everything that he started with before this video is now destroyed, and his home is now on fire. I think that would probably be worse than running out of duct tape. But, you know, I mean, he did run out of duct tape.
27 rolls of duct tape and 14 cans of adhesive spray, which put me about $439 in the hole. And that.
How much duct tape?
But at this point, I had gone through over 27 rolls of duct
27 rolls of duct tape.
Tape and 14 cans of.
And 14 cans? Yeah, that makes
adhesive
sense.
Spray, which put me about $439 in the hole. And that hole was about to get a lot deeper as this project went on. But I wasn't stopping until I built the most luxurious cardboard house and rented.
I just joined what's happening. Yeah, this guy's building a home out of cardboard. A house that he's gonna have people live in and pay for. Made from cardboard.
To someone on Airbnb. So after yet another hard day's work and many more rolls of duct tape, I had all the trusses I needed for the roof. And at this point, I did my best to put the walls together just to see if this was structurally sound, and I almost broke my camera in the process. Oh, I just saved your life. This is huge. I got my front door, back wall here, and then other big wall. This is huge. These ceilings are mega high. They're 7 feet tall. Which raised the question, how was I, a 5'7" real-life Mario, going to set these trusses on top of the walls? I wasn't having any luck at all. So there's no way to set these trusses one by one on top of the wall. So I'm gonna build the roof on the floor, connecting the trusses to the beams, one every 18 inches. Now this part was pretty challenging because I had to keep each truss straight and parallel with each other as I taped them together. But with a little hard work, patience, and a ton of stubbornness, I successfully built the world's first up-to-code cardboard roof. Hey!
That looks so heavy. I feel like the walls aren't gonna be able to like hold that though.
It kind of works.
How do you plan on getting this thing out the garage?
Oh my god. What did I do?
Bro just woke up one day and told himself, let's build a cardboard house. That's literally, I mean, it was probably like, I could probably build a house out of cardboard. I'm gonna write that down. And then when he was looking through his video ideas, he was like, build a house with cardboard. Okay. And that's probably what happened. It wasn't probably like a woke up and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna build a house out of cardboard. It was probably more like a, you know, like a meditated thought. And then it was also like okay, now we gotta plan this shit, and then he went on to plan this shit, and then he planned it.
Idiot, I made the roof too big to fit out the garage doors. How could I have been so foolish? But I wasn't about to let this be my demise. So I quickly disassembled part of the trusses, and with the help of my friends and neighbors, I was able to maneuver.
Bro, what the fuck? Bro didn't think about that he had to take the fucking thing out the door?
For them out the door. Once we got the roof to the foundation, it was time to finish this once and for all.
Was that a fucking...
door. Once we got the roof to the foundation, it was time to finish.
Where did he get that? Where did he get... Where... Can you guys not spam my fucking face in the emotes? Thank you. Thank you. Let's not do that. Okay. Let's not do that.
This once and for all. First was the porch roof. Spray, tape, complete. Then it was the main roof. Spray, tape, complete. So there's only one
okay, your forehead is popping in those comments. Stop!
Assembling this house was not a task for the faint of heart. Me and my team of cardboard athletes put our all into the preparation of this build. Knowing that this roof was way too big for us to lift alone, it was time to bring out the big guns. The tractor. Now this was a risky move because one small mistake with this tractor in over a month of progress would be destroyed. So we had to be nimble and on our toes at all times. And with careful planning, execution, and a few finishing touches, the Airbnb was done.
One fucking rain and it's over. One rain and it's fucking over. Not only that, but like one like sprinkler, it's over. If someone bumps into the wall, it's over. And what are you going to do if you're in the house and it just fucking collapses? Are you responsible to pay for the fucking, you know, the injury that you may cause? Will Airbnb approve of this? I feel like that's like a, you know, something that could be a little bit sketchy. It could be a little dangerous. It could cost him a lawsuit, you know? That's cheating. He should only use cardboard tools. You want him to fucking tape. What do you mean that's cheating? How is he gonna... No, tweaking if you think like he's not allowed to use anything but cardboard. That's actually nuts. Bro, that's my house. You know what's crazy? Put this house in California, that's $1.5 million to rent.
It's looking pretty good in here. But you know what this place needs? A couch that is also made of only cardboard. Beautiful countertops with everything you need to cook an awesome meal. Equipped with all the best appliances. A refrigerator to keep your cold seltzers. A nice table and...
This is actually like fire as hell. Like this is like genuinely... W Stream, thank you. I would live here for a week. I would spend 7 days here. Just to say that I did. And I wouldn't even think it'd be that miserable.
Chair to eat your meals. You can't forget the bed. What's an Airbnb without the beat? And if you're cold, you can warm up by the...
What does Airbnb stand for? Bed and bath, maybe? What does B&B stand for? Air, bed, and breakfast. How did you know that, Claren? Why breakfast?
Fireplace. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cardboard house, fire, probably not a good idea, but I'm a risk taker, so here we are. And to top it all off, we've got some cardboard art made by yours truly. So this place is looking pretty good. It's standing pretty dang solid. I don't think it's going anywhere. Unless, of course, it rains. But I've got my pictures. It's time to put this thing on Airbnb. So I made the most legendary cardboard house in Airbnb except...
Oh my god, it's like collapsing. Like you can see it like...
on Airbnb. So I made the most...
You can see it like caving in. Oh my god, bro. No one's gonna rent this, and if they do, it's gonna fucking collapse.
Most legendary...
Bro, imagine you're sleeping in your house and you wake up and there's spiders all over your house because there's no door. The fact that there's no door is the last thing you should worry about. I would be more afraid of waking up and or not waking up, going to sleep and then not waking up because the whole fucking 500-pound roof collapsed on me. That's what I would worry about more than a fucking Oh, it's a spider. Oh, a spider. I pee in that shitty house and it melts. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I also would wonder where I would pee.
Cardboard house and Airbnb accepted it. Yes. And after only 2 days,
$100 a night. One bath, one bed. Where's the bathroom? Where's the bathroom? Are those lights in there? There's no way he hung up lights. $100 a night is insane.
Last night, somebody booked the Airbnb and they are checking in today, which means I need to get this place ready to go. I couldn't believe it. $687 in, and I built the world's first cardboard.
So this whole thing cost him like $700. So that means someone would have to stay in this Airbnb for 7 nights to break even.
Board Airbnb. Dude, this wall is totally blown
Hashiba. Hashiba. Bro, what the fuck? Bro, I fucking knew the roof was too heavy, bro. He should have put like 10 pillars on the middle, bro. I'm saying all this shit like, oh, he should have done this, bro. I wouldn't have even fucking got to the... I wouldn't even got the first wall done.
The beam is being crushed right now.
What do you do now? Are they gonna fucking cancel the thing?
My ceiling. I can't have somebody stay in this thing. And on top of that, there was no way this was gonna survive the thunder.
What the fuck?
Storm heading my way, so I'd... Why?
Shiba.
Every hour.
Shiba. Okay, that was a good video. Yo. That was a pretty good. That was a fucking W video, yo.